And then when we come to nutrition, this is the challenging piece because with working out, like I hear women also say, I can get my workout in. Yes, it's one decision and one hour, maybe. You don't even need to do an hour of your day. Nutrition choices happen all day long. And it's the harder piece of this puzzle for women to improve. And I was someone who ate healthy. I just ate too much.
On today's episode, I'm joined by Michelle Bazinet. She has been in the health and wellness industry for 20 years. Michelle is going to share how she pivoted from a registered massage therapist to working alongside women with navigating, I like how she says it, the pause years, perimenopause, and menopause, and everything else in between. Also, I love how she explains that it's not calories or exercising to sustain weight management, but sometimes it's what's going on between our ears, what we keep telling ourselves. If you are in the midlife journey or know someone who is, take a listen to my interview with Michelle. Let's get into it. Today I'm joined with Michelle Bazinet. She is a certified menopause coach specialist, health coach, and longtime fitness professional with over 2 decades of experience helping women thrive in the midlife years. She is the creator of Midlife Magic, a signature coaching and membership program designed to help women navigate perimenopause, menopause, and all that comes with midlife with confidence through strength training, sustainable nutrition, and mindset work. Michelle is known for her no-nonsense yet empowering approach. She blends science with real-life strategies to cut through the noise of diet culture and show women how to feel strong, vibrant, and in control of their health without restriction. She is also the host of the Midlife Magic podcast and a sought-after speaker on women's health, sustainable weight management, and thriving through the pause years. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you on here too. So good to get in touch again. We
Yes,
haven't talked to each
absolutely.
other in a while, and so lots has been happening with you. And we just talked
Yes.
about your 2 daughters being in high school this year.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. So let's dive into everything that you're doing right now. And I think your Midlife Magic is probably key, helping women. Like in my store, I get so many women coming in, hot flashes and bloating and irritability and can't sleep.
Yeah, this perimenopause and menopause world and transition can be very confusing and overwhelming for women. And I decided to focus my coaching in this space, in specifically too for women in their midlife years, because number one, I recognized I'm in my midlife years. And I realized a few years after I had started experiencing some perimenopause symptoms, which I didn't realize were perimenopause symptoms because I don't even think I thought of the word perimenopause back then, just how your body can feel like it is out of control. Like we come to this place and a lot of women say, I don't know what's happening. Like I don't even recognize my body anymore. And I don't know why I'm feeling this. And I don't know why I'm feeling that. Is this perimenopause? Is this my hormones? And I chose to coach in this space to help bring some clarity for women and also hopefully a sense of control, giving them an opportunity to take some action, to make some changes in their own lifestyle and to take some responsibility for their lifestyle and what it is that's happening. Because I found myself, I would say 5 years ago, gained 25 pounds. I've been in the health and fitness space for over 20 years. I feel like I'm well educated in this space. And the thoughts in my head weren't about what I was doing. It was what is happening with my hormones and my metabolism. I was just blaming that, not taking any kind of responsibility. I even went so far, and I'm always embarrassed to tell this, but this is the truth that went through my head, that I actually thought at one point there must be a tumor in my stomach
Mm.
because there's no way that the scale can be 25 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I would bend over to tie my shoes and I would feel my stomach.
Hmm.
And I actually even went to the doctor for this. I'm like, there feels like there's something in my
Yeah,
stomach.
yeah.
I gained
No,
25
no
pounds.
reason to be embarrassed, you know. It's good
Y-
to check things out because you never know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
then it
fine.
was a V8 light bulb moment of
Yeah. Oh,
you need to take a look at your habits.
yeah,
You need to take a
yeah,
look at what it
yeah.
is you're doing. So I had to take some responsibility
Hmm.
for what my healthy lifestyle habits were. I am quite healthy. I make some great choices, but the more I started to learn, I realized I could do better.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's true. There's good, better, best. You know, there's always a better to your good kind of thing and best to your better. But so that's another thing. So hormone imbalances. So I can say two things, but belly fat, women struggle, and I feel like that's cortisol, too much cortisol, and they're staying up too late at night because they can't sleep, and so they'll eat. But also, like you said, the scale gets stuck, and like I'm not eating, and I'm still the scale is not moving. So, what would you say about that? Like health tips?
So one thing first is going to because I wanted to go with your train of thought of cortisol, can't sleep, then I'm eating. So that is excess calories. So when we have a decline in estrogen, the body does tend to want to distribute fat in our midlife years. It changes where it distributes fat and it wants to distribute more on the waist. So cortisol could be a factor, but oftentimes it becomes the actions that we're taking. So if we are not sleeping well, we tend to not have as much energy the next day to move. So we're moving less. If we're not sleeping well, our hunger hormones become out of whack. So our brain can't recognize when we're full. So sometimes we don't stop eating. We can get more cravings when we're tired. We can feel stressed and we can be emotionally eating. So we're consuming more calories. And that's where the excess weight comes in. So oftentimes I hear, and I see this in Facebook groups, and someone will post about menopause and I'm gaining weight and what can I do? And a lot of the times it's I'm doing all the things. I'm watching what I'm eating, I'm moving my body, I'm doing all of the things, but the scale isn't budging. My personal revelation for me, and maybe some women can resonate with this, I am good at working out. Working out comes easy to me. I work out every day. I love moving my body. I work out. I was working out every day. When I had the moment of thinking, okay, people are talking about walking 7,000 steps, 10,000 steps. I'm very curious to see how many steps am I getting? I was getting on average 3,000 steps. So I was working out every day, but I wasn't moving much throughout the day beyond that. So we think we can check off the box, working out, okay, I'm done, but we need to do our best to be as active in the day. Whether you're parking a little bit further, whether you're ideally intentionally going for walks to move the body, taking stairs instead of the elevator. And then when we come to nutrition, this is the challenging piece because with working out, like I hear women also say, I can get my workout in. Yes, it's one decision and 1 hour, maybe you don't even need to do an hour of your day. Nutrition choices happen all day long. And it's the harder piece of this puzzle for women to improve. And I was someone who ate healthy. I just ate too much. If I'm being very honest, yes, I just ate too much. And when we are trying to make healthier choices, like I went through the space of like making protein balls and eating this and eating that. Sometimes these things are higher in calories, and unfortunately, calories matter.
I call it mindless eating. So
Yes,
for me, I'm on the computer and I'm working away, and then I'm doing nuts and seeds, right?
yes,
And it's like, oh my goodness, I ate that whole container,
yes,
and I'm still hungry or I want something. Instead of sitting down, okay, this is your meal and
yes,
that's it, and you
yes.
can see what you're eating and then stop, you
And
know.
thinking nuts are healthy, seeds are
Yeah.
great. You
Yeah.
want them in your
Yeah. But
diet.
it's still calories, like
It's still
the, yeah,
calories. Like
yeah.
I did an example one day. I put some peanuts in my hand. I weighed the peanuts first. So I wanted to get an accurate reading of how many calories they were. and they like filled the palm of my hand and it was 300 calories.
Wow. And just raw peanuts, no oil,
Raw,
no
nothing.
salt. Yeah.
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 300 calories. So they're
Wow.
very high in calories.
Yeah, no, so you're so right. And I was just reading something the other day, and it was a guy, right? And their metabolism is so different. But he was saying, oh yeah, just eat less,
Mhm.
and like 500 calories at breakfast and 500 at lunch and then 1,000 at dinner, but keep being consistent with that and
Right.
nothing in between. But yeah, yeah. And we
So
just, yeah,
calories matter, and
yeah,
I never want, because I have dieted for decades. I
yeah.
have done many different diets. I can genuinely say, for the people that are listening, I have been able to lose 20 pounds in
Hmm.
these last few years without feeling like I've dieted. Like I am doing things that I never thought I would do because I never trusted myself to do them. I never trusted myself to have chips in the house. Because if I was on a diet, you don't eat those kind of things. You have to eliminate all of those things. You have to restrict certain things. And I have learned you can still have the foods you love and still manage your weight. So you just have to have the things less. And when I gave myself permission to have them, I don't feel the need to binge them. And I don't feel the need to go from being like there's no all or nothing anymore. I have just been able to ease my way into this. I actually just did a social media post about this yesterday. That if I look at the changes I started making 2 years ago, like the way I ate 2 years ago to the way I ate now, there's a big difference. But I didn't make the big change on day one. I did it gradually, right? And I just slowly changed things, slowly got curious. And when we speak about calories, I want people to be calorie curious, not calorie obsessed. Be curious about how many calories is in that thing that you're eating because calories, they do matter in the big picture when it comes to managing your weight.
Well, like you said, a handful of peanuts or a fistful of broccoli, you know, but we're not always running to the broccoli because it's not satisfying, where the oil and the fiber in the peanuts would be more satisfying. And this is the other thing, and, you know, kitchen is closed. Like, dinner time, that's it. You don't go back to the fridge, the cupboard, like kitchen is closed. Just like a restaurant at 9 o'clock at night. You can't get more food if you got there at 9, the kitchen is closed. And so I'm trying to educate people, stop eating at, if it's 6 o'clock dinner time, 7, whatever your dinner time is, yeah, that's the last meal of the day. Give it time to digest. So that way the homeostasis, so you can get a better night's sleep.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't close my kitchen
Oh,
personally.
you have teenagers though. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
part of it too is because I know and I've learned for myself what my appropriate food intake
Yes.
is,
Yeah.
that I kind of like, the my it's really important to try to just keep things as simple as possible.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
tend to have it down, understanding like how many calories and how much protein are in my meals. And
Yeah.
I know what snacks I get. Like sometimes at night I do want a snack, but it
Mhm.
fits within my goals.
Right, right,
And I
right.
and I make sure that it
So
fits
give us an example of that.
of like what my snack
A snack.
is. My
Yeah.
my favorite snack right
That's
now,
okay.
Costco sells these, or I think they're in organic fudge bars, like fudge
Okay.
ice cream. They're like 95
Oh,
calories
okay.
and they're
Yeah.
so fudgy.
Yeah. I think I
That's
know
my
which one.
nighttime. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's my nighttime snack.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
And
thing right now.
and it's a seasonal thing, so
Yes.
later on you won't be craving that.
A
So
hundred
yeah.
percent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So you speaking of seasons, for me, thinking of what was my winter one, I feel I don't necessarily drink protein shakes all the time,
Hmm.
but I do have them occasionally.
Hmm.
And Fairlife has a great chocolate milk protein shake, and when you
Okay.
warm it up, it's like a hot chocolate.
Oh, nice.
It tastes like hot chocolate. So
And
that's my
sugar, the
nighttime.
sugar count.
I'm personally I don't look at sugar
Okay.
because I feel like I'm not like I don't for me personally, I feel
Yes.
like
Yeah.
I don't consume a ton
Right. Right.
because I
Right.
do eat mostly whole foods. So I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily look at that.
So it's like a
Um,
treat.
it's
Yeah.
like a treat and
Well,
it fits into
yeah. And when
that.
anyway, my experience, if
Yeah.
you restrict yourself
Yes.
too much and then you overindulge.
100%.
So if you have those little treats,
Yes.
Like my husband will have a piece of dark chocolate
Yes.
and he's good. You know, he can do
Yes.
that every day, no issue.
Yes.
If I have a chocolate, I kind of have half the bar, you know,
Yes.
and then I won't have it for whenever, you know,
Yes.
but yeah, so
Yeah. I like to share the story of when it comes to restriction. And I did an experiment last summer with my kids because I love chips. Chips is my salty. I love salt. So for a long time, when we would have chips in the house, number one, I didn't trust myself to have chips in my house because I had dieting mentality of my mindset would literally be, Michelle, just eat the whole bag now. So tomorrow could be a good day. Right. So I didn't screw up tomorrow by having my chips tomorrow. So I would indulge in the chips. So I had a moment just leading into last summer where we had a Costco sized bag of chips. And in 24 hours, my family, including me, ate the whole bag. And I'm like, what is happening? Why are we doing this? And then I was talking with my hairdresser, actually. We were speaking about this, and we came to the conclusion, why don't I have chips in the house all the time? And see if me having the chips in the house consistently removes the urge for all of us to feel like we need to eat them all right now. And I can genuinely say, I can have chips in the house and they don't disappear in 24 hours. They definitely we eat less of them because we are not restricting them. Same with cookies. Like we can have cookies that go stale in our cupboard now because my kids don't and my 16-year-old said it to me. She says, I told you, Mama, that when you don't let us, like when you don't have it here, when you bring it, we just want to eat it all. And I'm like, okay.
but there's a season, and then there's two things I want to comment on that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a season where women are like you experimented
Mm-hmm.
and you know
Yes.
and you're a family of five, just so people
Yes.
know that whole
Yes.
bag of
Yes.
chips
Yes. It wasn't
wasn't
just
just
me and my
three.
husband or three. Yeah.
But yeah, so someone who's trying to balance their
Yes.
hormones and you know they're feeling irritable or and like the salt is your adrenals, so
Yes.
stress, and that's your comfort food. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a season for everything, and sometimes we
Mm-hmm.
have to say get the chips out of the house
Yeah.
because yeah,
100%.
it's not doing us any good service.
Yes. Yes.
And then when I was saying about the kitchen is closed,
Yes.
meaning intermittent fasting,
Got it.
because then and it depends where people are at with
Mm-hmm.
their journey because
Mm-hmm.
it's not for everyone, because some people can not eat and then they're waking up in the middle of the night because their blood sugar's dropping.
Right.
So it's important to know your body and listen to your body because your body gives you data. Just like you were saying about how you're feeling about something going on in your stomach and just checking it out, which is really important. We're all on a different journey. So you have to cater it to where you're at. So let's talk about Midlife Magic program. And it's a membership program. How does that, is it one-on-one? It's a group setting. How do you deal with like, we just talked about a few things people experience, but
For sure. For sure. I think it'll help if I explain how I came about creating this. So I've wanted to be a coach for a long time, for over 20 years. I actually did my first coaching training back in 2004, and I never had the courage to start a coaching practice. And then I kept busy. So I've been a registered massage therapist for 25 years now. And I had the coaching training. I became a health coach in 2017, still did not have the courage to coach anybody. And then 2 years ago, I just felt this nudge. I'm like, okay, this is your time. You need to start doing it. But I didn't know who I wanted to coach. So I was starting to just play with a few things. I have a local gym in town who runs a transformation challenge, and I know the guy who runs it. And I I knew some of the people who've done his program and they get great results. But what I found was it's very action based, where you focus on what you eat and you focus on how you move your body, but there's nothing that changes in between your two ears in your head. There's so much mindset stuff that has to come into this, because if you don't change your thoughts in the way in which you look at how you eat and what you're doing, you're just going to rebound and gain the weight back. So I reached out and I said, hey, can I come in and do some mindset coaching for your group? Would you hire me? And he said, yes. So this showed me and taught me that I love this health and wellness space. It kind of encompasses everything I've ever done, focusing on some nutrition, focusing on moving your body, and then the mind, which I absolutely love. So then I decided, yes, this is me coaching for him. I want to start my own practice. And I recognized that I was suddenly like, oh, I'm in my midlife years, and I should really maybe coach women who are experiencing what I'm experiencing. Because when you can relate and when you've been through it, you can speak with not necessarily even just authority, but there's an understanding. I can relate to what you're going through. I've been there. And I decided to start my practice. And I love the idea of creating a membership. So, creating a program where I can help more people at one time. So, one on one, is it great? Can you go a little deeper with people? Absolutely. I do one on one coaching. But I wanted to create a model that was affordable because I find a lot of people are priced out of help. And one in which I can build community with women and in which I can bring women together and help more people at once. So I run a 3-month membership. And in this membership, I do 2 group coaching calls a month. And in these calls, there's an opportunity to talk on a subject, and then there's coaching opportunities if people have questions or need some coaching on any specific topic. I have a weekly focus in the group. We do a monthly challenge. And I have a naturopath who comes in who specializes in menopause. So she comes in once and she does a Q&A because there's lots of ways in which are beyond my scope of practice. So she fills a big gap because menopause hormone therapy is a great option for women, and it's not something that I have the expertise. I have the experience because I'm on it, but I don't have the expertise. I can't prescribe the hormones. So it's this place where I tell women, this is my true belief on this, is that the women will have absolutely everything they need to have in order to reach their health and fitness goals. They won't implement all of them in 3 months because I'm a big believer of you need to do things slowly. You need to build slowly, one thing after the other. And so I always say, give yourself a year to reach your goals, but you have the tools you need. So you can have your little toolbox that you're carrying around with you day to day. So when I started my coaching with that local gym, I created this framework called 7 Pillars for Effective Weight Management. And it's focusing on strength training, managing your calories, getting in steps, managing sleep, stress, getting adequate protein and adequate fiber. Those 7 things. And when I did my menopause coaching training to become a menopause coaching specialist, as I'm going through the textbook, the things they teach us to teach women in the menopause years were the exact same thing. And I'm like, okay, so now I call it 7 Pillars for Effective Weight and Hormone Management. It's the exact same thing. So I did a master class the other night, and I had this picture of my pillars up, and I said to the women on the call, would you ever think that focusing on these 7 things would help you reach your health and fitness goals? None of us thought it was that. None of us thought it was as simple as that because we've been sold and told so many different drastic things that sell better, right? They sell quick results, they sell the quick fix, and this isn't sexy or flashy. It's boring basics, but they work.
Well, and you said it too, it's mindset.
It's mindset.
It's what's between your ears. And sometimes we're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes stress, say at your job or your family. And yeah, I just need those bag of cookies,
Yes,
but
100%.
like you're saying, it's a slow process. But then I always tell people, how did you feel the next day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you fell off the wagon or what
Yes.
have you. And then sometimes it's harder to get back on
Right.
too. So yeah. So what happens after the 3 months, Michelle?
So I have people who enroll for a year a lot of times. So I have people who have done the program multiple times. And when they are done, ideally, okay, do I want people in my membership? Do I want to make a living off of this? Yes. But I don't want people relying on me for them to achieve their goals. So if they feel like they have what they need and they can move forward, that's amazing. And they can always come back into another session of the membership when they need it. They may need a touch up because sometimes we need refreshers, and sometimes A year from now, you are a different person who may hear the information coming from from a different place, right? So that's what happens with them. But I want to come back to, there are different seasons in our life. I'm big on just teaching people how to dance in the gray. There's no black, there's no white. You can't screw this up. You can't screw anything up. There's no good days, there's no bad days. Because I used to think that. I did a program once, and if I had anything that wasn't clean, like food, if I had a French fry, if my kids had McDonald's, but everything else that day was pristine, I would count that day as not being great because I screwed up. So trying to teach people that this is a lifelong journey. We will not be perfect. It's impossible. So I don't even want people to strive for perfection. We need to give ourselves some grace and dance in the gray. So I have a teacher in my membership, and she was worried about going back to school because she's like, in the summer, I do so great. I have this time. I can get my movement in. I can plan my meals. So we had a conversation, and she was saying, September, I'm usually okay. And then October and November, things get busier, and then I just lose it. And I just give up on all my habits. So what I said to her is, you have to approach October and November knowing it's going to be different than August. And that's okay. And your goal for October and November this year is to just make them better than October and November last year. When we have seasons of being busier, or maybe you're taking care of aging parents, or maybe the kids are in a busy season, you don't have the same capacity to do all the things that you do when life is flowing with a bit more ease. But that is normal. And we can't tell ourselves that has to look the same all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's still things you can do. You just dial them down.
Right.
So my big thing lately is talking about, we're not a light switch. We don't suddenly turn on and have all the skills and habits and disciplines and know all the things. We're a dimmer switch. Dim up slightly.
I like that.
Turn it up a little.
Yeah.
Win at a little. Like build that, feel good in that, and then turn it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's what I did on my 2 years from gaining 25 to losing 20 of them, is that I just dialed up slowly. So I don't feel like anything was hard.
Right.
I changed a lot of things, but I don't feel like anything was hard because it was still gradual and slow. And it is just a part of my life now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's what I'm all about too, is creating healthy habits that stick.
Yes.
And I'm not going to have my 20-year-old body.
No.
Sure.
And that's not what we're aiming for, right?
That's right. And so don't strive for that, but be healthy. So I guess the women that I'm speaking with too, like you're saying, walking the 10,000 steps or what have you, joint pain. So, and that too is kind of estrogen related as well, or being inactive. So
Yes.
you
So
know what
like
I'm
where you're going
getting
with
at.
this. Yeah. This is really important.
We make excuses for ourselves.
100%.
But we have to
keep moving.
Supporting ourselves.
It is more important than ever. And I believe the science is showing it's more important than ever to move our bodies. And I think we are very blessed to have the knowledge we have now and know what we know. We have so much more information than prior generations had, because it can sound like a lot of what I teach is about losing weight. But most women do. Most women want to. We want to manage our weight for health reasons, percent. But incorporating things like, eating adequate protein and getting your fiber, strength training is so key. We need to focus on sustaining muscle because we're going to lose it if we don't work on it, and building muscle, right? Because it's great for bone health as well. And I want people to start thinking about, what do you want to be doing when you're 70 and 80? If you want to be active, it doesn't just happen that you're active. You have to be doing things now. So there was a really great book by Dr. Peter Attia, Longevity. I'm not sure if you read it or heard of it. It's changed my perspective on focusing on being strong, getting strong. And I'm teaching this to my clients because what he does is he has people think about what they want to be doing when they're 80.
Correct.
What are the activities? You want to be walking a mile. You want to be picking up your grandkids.
Yeah.
So if you want to be picking up a 20-pound grandchild at 80, you need to be doing a 50-pound goblet squat right now.
Right.
Who's doing
Yeah.
a 50
Yeah.
pound goblet? I did goblet
Yeah.
squats this morning, so I was paying attention and I'm like, okay, I can do that. But I work out and I lift heavy weights. And I
Right. Yeah.
said, who can
Yeah.
lift a 50-pound and do a goblet? So at the end of the day, as I say that, I don't expect anybody to go out and start to lift a 50. You start with a
Mhm.
10. You
Yeah.
grow to
Oh,
50,
yes.
you grow
Again,
to
the
20. It's
gradual. That's right.
such a
That's right.
gradual thing.
Yeah.
But you can't expect to be active at 80 if you're not active at 50.
That's correct. You got
Yeah.
it. You got it. So you'll have to go back and listen
Yes.
to an episode, and it's episode 39, and it's
Okay.
her name is Linda Russo. She
Yeah.
started heavy powerlifting at
Yeah.
59.
Okay. Oh, I love
She's
it.
71 now.
I love it.
So yeah, a very interesting interview. So
Yes.
yeah, but inspiring because
Yes.
it's not too late. And she had
Yes.
a knee injury, but
Yes.
she worked through it.
You
So
have
yeah,
to work
and
through it.
again,
Yeah,
mindset. Yep.
100%. I heard someone I respect on social media, a doctor who backs everything up with science.
Yes.
He said one of the worst things doctors can do is if somebody is sore or injured is to tell them to like rest. Like rest
Oh, I
it.
know.
There's
Yes.
some
Yeah.
nuance here. Rest is
Yeah.
important,
Yes.
but he said you're better off to be strong and in pain
Mm-hmm.
than weak and in pain.
True.
Right?
Very
You
true.
think about
Yeah.
like I took
Yeah.
a week and a half off of lifting weights
Mm-hmm.
because I was doing a walking challenge with my membership and I
Okay.
wanted to get more steps in. And I went back to the gym and I am not as strong in a week and a half. I was
Mm,
still active walking. I
right.
didn't lose a lot of strength, but it's now taken me two
You've
weeks to build
noticed
back
it.
up. I
Yeah.
noticed it. And
Yes. Yeah.
imagine people who aren't doing
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? I saw something on social media also where there was a gentleman, I think he's like an exercise, maybe physiologist, and he had someone he was speaking with, an older woman who was very upset that she's probably going to have to go into assisted living. And he was having conversations with her about why. And she's like, I'm not able to get up and get down as easy. I'm not functioning. I'm not doing it well. I'm not executing well. So she started struggling to get on the toilet and off. So he demonstrated what he showed her. And he's like, okay, so I want you to do this. Stand with your feet, a little wider than your hips, plant your feet, put your hands on your thighs, start bringing your body forward, butt back. He taught her how to squat. And she was able to sit on the chair and stand up on the chair by teaching her how to squat properly. If we want to be independent in these later years, and like you, we were chatting before about the dementia, you had mentioned what you were doing, is that it starts 20 years earlier. Like it's hard to think that being proactive is challenging,
Preventative. Well,
right?
and we wait for a diagnosis.
We wait,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah. So, yeah, no,
We
I've
wait for
got
the achy
diabetes, so I
joints.
better
Yeah,
change my diet.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wait
Instead
because
of doing,
we
yeah.
have this thing. It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's not going to
We're
happen to me.
indestructible.
Yes.
For
Instead of
sure.
being engaged and active. So
Now,
when
I
it,
know you have a program running right now in
yes,
October. So, could someone jump in or they have to wait for the next one?
we do have to wait. And I've been playing with
Okay.
this of like,
Yes.
oh, do people wait? So I do have something called a foundations lounge.
Okay. Oh,
I
nice.
have a Facebook group that women can go into
Okay.
and wait. And I give them a prep pack. It's like a
Sure.
15-page
Oh,
kind of little
beautiful.
get started because
Okay.
I don't want people to wait,
Mm-hmm.
but I have tried to do the program where they can pop in at any time.
But then they're missing.
It's a
Yeah.
system that we
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
kind of
It
build
flows.
into.
That's right.
So yeah. And if people have questions or I do complimentary 20-minute calls
Sure.
and
Yeah.
just to give
Yeah.
even people a space to just, okay, here's what you can start with.
Right. Right.
You can start
Yeah.
taking this action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
To make sure it's a good fit as well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then and that 3 months, commit to 3 months, commit to
Yes.
yourself for 3 months. It's three
Hmm.
months.
It's
It's
3 months.
nothing,
Yes,
for
100%.
sure. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Michelle, this was
Yes.
wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you for all your knowledge. Thank you for your time. Thank you for
My
what you're
pleasure.
doing in the world today, helping women navigate through this midlife pause.
Yes, right?
So, yeah. So,
Thank you. Thank you
thank
for having
you.
me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
I appreciate it.
If you are interested in learning more about Michelle's Midlife Magic program, all of her information and how to stay in touch with her is in the show notes. Now, I also wanted to let you know I will be running a session November 12th all about supporting your liver's health. Concerned for fatty liver? Let's talk. You don't want to miss this webinar. I will put the link in the comments so you can get more information. I started these podcasts to help you make everyday choices today that will impact your health and well-being for life. It's creating those daily healthful habits that you will be grateful for later down the road. I truly hope you found value in today's episode. If you did, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you are finding value with the information that is being shared with you, let me know with a like, a subscribe, and share this episode with a friend. Every time you interact with this channel, it lets me know I'm helping and making a difference for someone.